Boogie on Boogie! Welcome to Beyond the Game on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm Jake Valk. Sitting across from me, Dominick Arbolino and Eric Fischetti. Guys, what's good?
Just rambling on.
Same old.
You were born a rambling man, Eric.
No. I was thinking of Led Zeppelin.
Rambling on!
You know, like that one. Okay, now everyone that was listening right now just turned it off because
Why? Because I turned our theme off?
No. Because my beautiful singing voice.
Oh, you do have a great
do it again.
voice.
Look, no, I'm not going to do it again. You know why? Because I'm not in the shower. If I was in the shower, I am a Grammy Award-winning singer.
You in the shower? Nice.
Everybody
I got
is
something
in the shower.
I got something to think about tonight.
No, please don't.
Number to call.
I will never shower again.
So that's what I've been smelling.
Oh, come on!
Come on, you're setting me up for him.
This is a great start, by the way.
The number to call, if you have something on your mind, is 516-572-7440. And we'll start with baseball as we near the All-Star break. I think it's fair to ponder the future of Joe Girardi.
Yes.
The Yankees have been playing like garbage, and he's on the last year of his contract. Eric, what do you think the future holds for the Northwestern graduate?
I forgot he went to Northwestern. Thank you for that. And,
You're welcome.
And he must have been very happy about his basketball team this year, although they got knocked out.
I'm sure. Well, they made it. That's the important thing.
Yeah, they did make it. But going to Joe Girardi, the thing that bothers me about Joe Girardi is I don't think he gets enough credit, to be honest. Although he is not creative anymore. He used to be when he was with the Marlins, but he's always like a binder kind of guy. So if after a play, you usually see him like flipping through the pages, go like, okay, we should do this. I'm like, yeah, you have to get creative for everything, although it's not entirely fair to blame it on him because Betances has been struggling. The bullpen was supposedly like, okay, we're good on this, at the start of this year. And, just the whole bullpen's been struggling, on account of Tyler Clippard and Dylan Betances. But although I can't say that he should get fired because I don't think he should, but if he does, a name that you can look out for is Al Patrick. And what he is,
They would go to AAA?
Because you know why? All the guys that were in AAA are up in the majors right now, so you can say that he groomed these guys and he played with them and he knows their quirks. It's kind of like, I don't mean to switch to basketball, it's kind of like what Red Holzman did with the Knicks, with Walt Frazier and Willis Reed and all that guys. I think it would be a good move and makes sense because honestly, there's no one out there that I would rather have other than Joe Girardi.
It's an excellent point with Padrique. I did not think of that. I wouldn't mind Ned Yost for the Yankees. I like
Yost,
him.
okay.
Because I'm not a big sabermetric guy, and neither is Ned Yost, so, it would just be perfect for me. But going back to something you had said earlier, which Girardi doesn't get enough credit, so you think he's staying?
I think that he's staying only because I don't see a better option.
Like into next year, you think he's staying?
Yes, because I don't really think there's a better option. Sometimes I think I could be in the minority, but I don't think so. I think a lot of people think the same way. I think he makes something out of nothing because the Yankees are usually, although they haven't made the playoffs in the past couple of years, they're usually in it till the very end.
See, now, I think that's a very fair point, that there aren't that many better options out there. But the counter to that is Joe Girardi has just not managed this team up to what this team should be doing. This team has collapsed in the last month. This team was in first place. Mm-hmm. Now they're holding on to a wild card spot. You've heard of backing into the playoffs. They're backing into the All-Star break.
Yes, they're like limping into the All-Star break.
And they've ran over a puppy, too. I mean, this team...
That's a sad sight.
Yeah, that's even worse.
What kind of puppy was it?
An ugly puppy.
I am okay with that. So Chihuahuas.
Yeah, a Chihuahua.
I am fine with that. Okay.
Beverly Hills Chihuahua. I hated that movie.
No, but you know what? The Yankees need this break more than anybody in baseball because they were the talk of the year so far, like Aaron Judge and Gary Sanchez and all the AAA kids making an impact right away. Because at the beginning of the year, Tanaka was supposed to be, all right, we're not worried about him. And he was terrible the first part of the year. Jordan Montgomery's been a huge surprise. CeCe Sabathia has been a huge surprise. The first couple of months, Michael Pineda was a huge surprise.
Did you watch Sabathia's last start?
It was terrible.
It was.
It was terrible. But I'm talking about like in the beginning of the year, Sabathia had a good year.
Yeah, now he's come back down to earth.
Well, I mean, he also
No,
he has, but I don't think that's fair enough to say right now because he just came back from an injury.
Okay. No, I'm giving him more than one start. I mean, obviously they can't get rid of him. They can't cut him.
No,
That's
they
not going to
can't.
happen.
He is in the last year of his contract, though, right?
He is in the last year of his contract, thank God. A lot of money coming off the
So
books.
is Pineda.
So is Pineda. They've got some money coming off the books. They can get creative. But, going back to Girardi, I just think it's fair to evaluate whether he's the right man for the job. I mean, think about this for a minute. The Yankees have not scored a run in the playoffs since the 6th inning of Game 4 of the 2012 ALCS. Think about that for a second.
Oh, my
Three out
God,
of those
you're
four,
right.
3 out of those 4 years, they didn't make the playoffs, and they got shut out in the wild card game.
By the Astros. That's right.
Dallas
I remember
Keuchel.
that. I remember that game. Nobody showed up except for the kids. Greg Bird had, I think, a hit or two, if that, and I think someone else had a hit. I think
Greg Bird was up in that wild card
in
game?
2015.
In the wild card game?
I'm pretty sure. Yes.
Check yourself.
I think so.
I could be wrong. But because Teixeira was still on the team by then. I mean, he might have been on the roster, but I don't
think
know.
he was hurt.
I don't know if he played. He might have played. He might have. Check. I could be totally wrong. But I just really think that it's fair to evaluate your other options. Maybe someone like a Bob Guerin, a Ron Reineke, if you want to give a reach right a second chance. I like the Al Padrique idea, Eric. I did not think of that. That's pretty good. I know the Yankees are high on Marcus Timms. I don't know. They probably wouldn't go that route, but I just know they're high on him in terms of a coaching prospect. You take a look at someone like a Tony Pena, who's currently on the Yankee staff.
I found the box score, by the way.
Yeah.
It was Gardner, no hit, Chris Young, no hit, Jacoby Ellsbury, no hit, who pinch hit in that game, which I didn't understand. He should have been starting. A-Rod, no hits, Brian McCann, no hits, Chase Headley, no hits, Greg Bird, 1 hit, Rob Refsnyder,
Bird
no
did
hits.
play. Okay.
Yep. And
All right.
Gregorius, 1 hit.
Okay, so Bird did play. All right, good. Well, I remember one thing about that game. It was 1st and 2nd, 2 out, and Keuchel had just been given a mound visit by, I think it was the pitching coach and the catcher, and A-Rod was up. And I remember thinking to myself, okay, if the Yankees are going to come back in this game, it's going to happen right now.
Yes, I remember that.
And A-Rod flies out in the first at-bat to center field.
Of course he did.
What else is new?
Of course he did, because at that point they were a free swinging team, which was wrong to do. You should have. At that point, Keuchel was honestly the best pitcher in the game. He won the Cy Young that year, I believe. And you know what? At that point, you have to make him work.
I agree.
Because you can't swing. I know the Royals don't think of it like this, but you have to make them pitch. You can't. Excuse me. You can't just keep swinging at the first pitch, because then the pitch end's going to be low and it'll last longer in the game.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. That's just good baseball, making the pitcher work.
It's honestly common sense, too. I don't know why a lot of teams just free swing. And, honestly, the Royals come to mind, but they can, because they make contact with the ball.
Ned Yost is doing something right. I just don't know. I just don't think Girardi is. This team is obviously not performing up to what they should be. This team should be in first place.
Yes.
This team should be a clear buyer at the trade deadline. Now, they're falling out of the playoff race. I can make the argument they should sell. This team's playing like garbage.
Who would you sell
So
off?
you don't think they're going to add any pieces?
I think they have to, but given Brian Cashman's track record, I don't know if they will.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly don't.
If they do buy, they're not going to go for a Sonny Gray. I think they're going to go for a low, an ace on a subpar team that could potentially be a 3-star.
Possibly like Jose Quintana? Is that what you're trying to say?
Jeremy
or?
Hellickson.
Oh, okay.
I like the idea of Chris Archer. I'm going after the big fish.
You think they would trade within the division at
No,
that point?
I don't, but I'm just saying I'd go after him.
Because the Tampa Bay Rays are just gritty and they never go away, so that's honestly terrible. But I don't think the Rays would even sell to the Yankees at all.
If they put together the best offer, they might.
It determines on it. Depends on the deal.
If I was Cashman, I would just reach out to the Rays and ask what they wanted.
If you were Cashman, what would you give up for Archer?
I'd be willing to give up a pretty good prospect. I don't want to say names specifically, but a pretty good prospect.
Okay.
I really would.
Especially that, obviously a guy like Archer would be a great fit. You need a...
Honestly, yes, he would.
Exactly, so it's...
Because he pitches in the AL East. He's a great pitcher. He is a great pitcher, just on a bad team.
I mean, the Yankees, if they're going to make the playoffs this year, they need another pitcher.
They do.
And
also, you have so many. The Yankees have so many prospects to give up.
They do.
I feel like they have it way too much, which is a good thing. It's you're able to make deals that way, but you want these guys to play. You don't want them to just sit in the minors all the time, whether they're ready or not.
And you know what I think they're doing? I think they're calling up these prospects to, like, showcase, all right, this is what we have. This is what we're willing to give up. Like Clint Frazier.
No, they're doing it because they have no one else in the minors.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Everyone's
and it's
getting
also
hurt.
That's true, too. Everybody's getting hurt. But, like, honestly, Clint Frazier is honestly trade bait. And I really don't want that to happen because I like him. I like the way he plays.
I think Frazier's going to be a Yankee for a decent amount of time.
I think so, too. But I have a feeling that if there's a trade going to happen for a big fish, as Jacob, you put it, I think Frazier would have to be put in that deal. Before he got hurt, I honestly think Torres would have been part of a big deal.
Torres can still be part of a big deal.
Even when hurt?
Yeah.
Do you think he's...
It's also his non-throwing arm either, so...
Right. It doesn't scare teams anymore. Tommy John surgery doesn't scare teams anymore. It's becoming more normalized now, which is scary.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It's honestly horrifying. There are people asking these pitchers, have you had your Tommy John yet? Like it's an inevitability.
That's awful.
Isn't it?
Because if you think about it, it's just so common nowadays.
It is.
It's always going to happen.
And it's horrible.
But, like, you can also say, like, every team's going to deal with his injuries, big and small. I mean, like, it's going to happen. It's baseball. It happens in every sport. Mm. But just to think, like...
Not to the extent of our New York teams, though. This has been rough.
Even the Mets. Like, the Mets have been worse off. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, the Mets have been awful. And there are still people out there that think that they're still in the race. I don't see it.
No, I don't see it either. I don't...
Steven Matz has looked good, though, since coming off the DL.
Oh, of course.
I like him. I feel like I'm the only member of the Steven Matz Can Be Saved fan club.
I think so, too.
I love Steven Matz.
Good. Good, because I know there are Met fans that don't like him, and it's like, he's your only lefty.
And you know,
he's a local guy. You got to give him a break.
And fun fact, Steven Matz is a young Joe DiMaggio. In the face. In the face.
Oh.
In the face.
I was going to say, wait a minute, are they like cousins or something?
I mean, they can be, and like they look the same. I just saw it, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
All right. Okay, fair enough.
Look it up on your spare time. Steven Matz is a young Joe DiMaggio, people.
You're listening to Beyond the Game on the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm Jake Valk. Sitting across from me is Dominick Arbolino and Eric Fischetti. We're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere, because we will have an exclusive interview with Neville Johnson coming up. He's the author of the John Wooden Pyramid of Success and Woodenisms. Right after that, we'll be giving away some Long Island Ducks tickets for Tuesday, July 18th. It's going to be awesome. You're not going to want to miss it. It's coming up next on Beyond the Game on the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Kaya weighed just 1 pound 1 ounce at birth and endured a grueling 163 days in the hospital. Thanks to research funded by the March of Dimes, Kaya survived premature birth, the #1 killer of babies in the United States. The birth of a child is supposed to be a joyful event, yet each year about 380,000 babies like Kaya are born too soon, and many have serious health problems that can last a lifetime. But you can change that. Join 3 million friends, families, and colleagues in more than 500 communities across the nation in March for Babies. The money we raise is so important in fighting premature birth and other life-threatening challenges that newborns face. We're supporting research and programs that help more moms have full-term pregnancies and healthier babies. Sign up, join a team, and start fundraising today at marchforbabies.org. Together, we can fight premature birth and help more babies be born healthy.
Wait, hold up. I don't think you know about It's Saucy. It's flavorful, extraordinary, and mind-blowing. Hey, tune into It's Saucy, where I give you nothing but the greatest music out from back then till now, along with hip-hop news and trending topics. It's DJ Steph. Just know that.
It's Saucy.
Listen to the Saucy Hour Wednesday nights at 10 o'clock here on the Voice of Nassau Community College on 90.3 WHPC.
Oh, hi. Do you know what this is the sound of? It's the sound of me getting rewarded for doing my part to prevent wildfires. See, right now I'm getting a big, remarkably heartfelt bear hug from Smokey Bear. Thanks, big guy. And now we're shaking. Okay. First, I made sure there were no low-hanging branches when I set up my campfire. Hey, Smokey, let me down for just a second. I need to make sure everyone can hear this. There we go. Then, when we were packing up to leave, I drowned out my campfire, stirred it, drowned it out again, and then made sure to feel it if it was cold. Oh, Smokey Bear really loves it when you do that, don't you, Smokey? Oh, he lets his hugs do the talking. Visit SmokeyBear.com to learn tips to prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Yo, what happened to your hair?
You have to experience what I just experienced.
What'd you do? Stick your finger in an electric